We've told you the stories here. Thieves going to great lengths to steal from you, even lying right to your face to get into your house.
Well, that's exactly what happened to an elderly woman in New Haven. She says it happened to her this afternoon. The thieves there at her door, they convinced her that they were there to help her out, but they ended up taking her most meaningful possessions. This is really a cautionary tale for everyone. You can learn something from it. News 8's Josh Scheinblum spoke with that woman tonight who just can't believe she was taken by these ruthless crooks. Josh is live tonight at the police station with more. Josh?
And Darren, we spoke to the woman who was burglarized. She says the criminals got away with thousands of dollars worth of property. But what bothers her the most, she tells us, is they also took away a sense of security that she's enjoyed inside her home for some 70 years.
Just everything, one thing right after another. I can't handle the pressure anymore.
When we first met Lorraine Theriault, she was in the arms of a friend being consoled.
I just can't imagine it happening to a nicer person. It's crazy.
Lorraine says around 3 o'clock this afternoon, she received a visit.
And all of a sudden, I hear somebody banging on the door.
When she answered the door, there were 2 men on her porch.
And he says, he said something, then I says, well, who are you? You know what I mean? He says, oh, I'm from the water company, he says.
The men told Lorraine there was a water main break in the neighborhood, and they needed to come inside to make sure her water was clean.
I said, well, I really don't want you in my house right now. He says, well, he says, if you don't want it, he says, you won't have water for about 48 hours.
Not wanting to be without water, she then let them in. That's when she was told by one of the men to go to a faucet and turn it on, but not before removing her rings and giving it to him for safekeeping. After all, she was told there were chemicals in the water that could burn her hands.
He said, I'll put him in this little container here. Well, evidently, when he put him in, he slipped my ring off, my over $4,000 diamond ring.
That man ended up also slipping out of the room, and when Lorraine went to go find him, she discovered her home was in shambles and money was missing.
As soon as when I saw that living room, first thing I ran was to the bathroom and saw the ring gone, and I got sick. I thought I was going to collapse, really, because I saw the rest of the house, but that was one of my possessions. That's the most things that I own. You know what I mean? That's the best things that I own.
Neighbors say what troubles them the most about this story was that it took police an hour or so to respond after the first dispatcher was reached to tell them about the situation. Now, we tried to talk with police to get their comments on what had happened and why the response may have taken so long, but our calls have still not been returned. That being said, we were able to get in touch with the alderman who represents that neighborhood, and he says that he's going to be pushing for an investigation on what took so long. He also says he has reached out to the mayor's office. For now, we're live in New Haven. Josh Scheinblum, News 8.